Yeah, because
you guys should do one of the like.
We should have done like a spoilers for these different movies, because the purpose of this podcast is to put people on to these anime. So we don't want to say, hey, watch these movies. They all die at the end.
Okay.
Yes, sir. They call me the Majestic Lewis.
We're not live yet. All right, ready? Oh no. Welcome to the Norm Hyperbolic Podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Freeman. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewis.
What's up? It's your boy, Kid Lewis. Welcome back to another show, another podcast, just killing the game. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so...
You excited, happy, and
excited, happy. All type of emotions today.
We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, give a warm applause to our guest, Chelsea.
Chelsea!
Hi.
She's going to be our Studio Ghibli aficionado in this episode.
I still don't know what that word means.
Aficionado, someone who's like well-versed in a certain topic.
Like, I would say mid.
Mid? Okay, so maybe not an aficionado, maybe an enthusiast.
Yeah.
Or Studio Ghibli enthusiast.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, there it is. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Studio Ghibli. Just going through like a little bit of the history and talking about 3 core movies I think really like paint the picture of like Studio Ghibli. In this episode, we're also going to be talking about Demon Slayer has a movie event that they're doing for season 4. PlayStation, they're getting a TV series with a new studio that's up and coming. And PETA announced their 2023 Person of the Year.
Oh.
So we'll go ahead and do a little bit of that. But if you're watching this on your podcast platform of choice, or listen to this on your podcast platform of choice, leave us a 5-star review with a compliment sandwich.
Yes.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe. And comment.
Subscribe,
and share.
Hit that subscribe button like a crazy madman clicking away.
Like a Studio Ghibli mad scientist.
Come closer, Sin. What would you like? Just name it.
Okay.
They have something. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Last week's news today. First, in the realm of anime. So Demon Slayer announced that they're going to be kicking off season 4 with an anime special world tour. So just like they did for season 3 with the Swordsmith Village, for season 4 of the anime, which is titled the Hashira Training Arc, they're going to do a premiere in the movie theaters. So we went to the premiere.
I didn't like it.
So we didn't like it. You were supposed to go with us. If you had went, you would have seen Chelsea and Darian on the other episode.
Wait, what movie are you talking about?
For Demon Slayer.
It wasn't like a movie. It was like the first 2 episodes of the new season and the last 2 of the previous.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. Just like going back to the movie theaters just to watch literally the last 2 episodes and then like a glimpse of like the first episode.
Yeah, and the first 2 episodes were boring.
They were so boring.
So it was like a climax and then it just dropped off and then was just boring.
Yeah, we were just taking a bath and recovering. So the part of the movie that I did like, or the event or whatever, was the last 2 episodes of the last season.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see that on the big screen, but
I had already seen it.
We had already seen it.
So I was like...
So they're doing the same thing. So we had talked about in a different episode that I think that they should stop doing this because
it's just a recap.
It's a recap, and then it's like one episode, and usually a first episode is really like dry and just building back up and things like that. Because before that, the last time we went to the movie theaters for Demon Slayer, we had Mugen Train.
Yeah, and that was really good. So I was like hyped for
the season
premiere,
3.
Yeah.
Premiere.
I know. So it was a letdown.
They're going to be doing the exact same thing. So it's coming to theaters across the world February 23rd of next year, ahead of the full premiere in spring. So there is no date on when it's actually going to premiere, like on Crunchyroll and on air or whatever. But they are going to be at least dropping it in the movie theaters that day. So they're going to be playing the last hour of season 3 and then the first hour of season 4.
Just going to be 2 hours long?
2 hours long.
Jeez.
Honestly, I haven't watched season 3 yet, so I might wait to watch it and then just watch the last 2 episodes there.
Did somebody did something
My
like
brother did that,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my god, that was amazing!"
Right,
when
'cause
we
it was-
went, I was like, "No, it wasn't."
that? Right, because you had already seen it though.
So I've been behind on like rewatching or keeping up with the new animes coming out. So I think I'm just gonna wait to watch it and then watch the last 2 episodes in the theater or something.
Okay, so you're gonna. So you do.
I'll
wanna do
probably
this.
go. Like
Okay.
I think it's still fun to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like become a tradition with like my siblings and stuff to go to stuff like that. So
Okay, I love that because we do see a lot of people dressed as Demon Slayer.
yeah, and then I
characters.
always dress up a little bit, and it's kind of fun.
It's
but-
fun. It's cool, man. So if you do want to go, I mean, we knew it was going to be like that when the last time. We knew it was just going to be a recap in the first episode. So
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'm thinking since it was so slow that it started this season, that this season will kind of be like more of a pickup.
hopefully, I mean, they have it here, Hashira training arc. So I am also not caught up with the manga for Demon Slayer. So like, I don't know how it'll be. I don't know if this season does open up
Yeah,
like with
I
action.
haven't read any of it either. So
It'll just be good to see. So I mean, we'll be doing that, and then maybe we do a review, or we just let you guys know maybe in the podcast how it went. So next, in the realm of video games. So do you guys know who Kenan Thompson is?
yeah,
One half of Kenan and Kel.
it's like the old episodes on.
This is him right here.
Oh yeah.
So he's from Nickelodeon's All That. He's the star of Good Burger 1 and 2, and he's currently on Saturday Night Live. So he's been there for over 20 years. He's been there since like 2003. He is the show's longest tenured cast member.
Oh wow. On
So-
SNL, right?
Oh, and SNL, yeah. So, going from All That to SNL, he's just been there forever. He's launching he launched it already, but his own movie studio. So it's called Artists for Artists. So he let us know on Forbes magazine that one of the first projects that he's going to be working on is a PlayStation game. Now they're turning into an animated TV show. So they say that they're working with air quotes on 50 other movies and TV shows with Netflix and Universal. And this is just like the quote that he says. He said, "We worked with Sony to get the rights to, and we're turning this game that's done over $1 billion in sales into a cartoon." So we were talking about in a different episode about how video games just make more money than movies, like regularly. It's kind of hard to tell which property he's talking about because he says, it's made over $1 billion. That could be anything. That could be Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Little Big Planet. I don't know if you played Jack and Dexter, but any of those games could be turned into a TV show
Or a cartoon show.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, animated cartoon.
Yeah.
So we have like The Last of Us.
In the last episode, I had asked Xavier Chelsea if there's a specific game that you would like to be turned into either a movie or a show.
Yeah. Do you have anything from like video games?
Oh, putting me on the spot. Well, my favorite game is The Last of Us, and they turned it into a show, and I didn't even watch that.
You didn't
Right.
watch it?
No, because it was so well done. Why am I going to go back and watch it?
I said the
true.
exact same thing.
So,
That's what I'm saying. So at least with this, he says it's going to be a cartoon TV show. So I don't know. It can be like we have Ratchet and Clank movies, but we don't have one for Sly Cooper or Little Big Planet or even Jack and Dexter. So
yeah.
I don't know. It is cool to see. But even if like they do a video game into a movie, it's not going to make as much money as the video game. When they do
Yeah.
stuff like that, the movie or the TV show just ends up becoming a commercial for the game.
Mhm.
So
But either way,
What's
it's like
the-
a win-win situation.
right.
Because you're bringing in new viewers or more people to either come get the game or watch the show, vice versa. That
Right.
was the same thing I thought about with The Last of Us. Like you said, like you played the game and it's so good, why watch it? You already kind of know the ending and like the twists and turns
and
and
the story
whatever
beats.
and
Yeah.
the story. But for the people that never played The Last of Us, if they fell in love with the show, they might likely go pick up the video game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and I am happy that it did well because then it does mean that they're going to get more sales for the game.
What's that one movie with the key, like the Kingdom of Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
I feel like that would be cool.
Yeah, and like as animated, like
Yeah.
like in the Pixar style. I
Yeah.
think so too.
Because there's so many different worlds and stuff.
I love
I know.
Kingdom
I don't
Hearts.
know if they'd be able to hit as many.
Yeah,
worlds.
because of the Disney stuff.
Yeah, well, just with time, like they'd have to I don't know if you ever seen Ready Player One.
I don't think I watched it.
So they have like a lot of cameos in that. So I think if they try to hit too many worlds in like a Kingdom Hearts movie or TV show, they would just like be reduced to
But they got
cameos.
seasons.
So they could do seasons,
If it's a TV show,
right? And it'd be like a Disney Plus exclusive. I think they could do it.
I think they could do it.
That'd be pretty dope. That's a good one. All right, so next in the realm of movies. So the people for the ethical treatment of animals just named James Gunn their Person of the Year for 2023. In recognition of his work with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. In his latest film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Have you seen Volume 3?
Yeah.
It depicts sci-fi animal testing scenes that were very graphic, but I was a little bit surprised that they actually named him Person of the Year. So we had talked about it. You know, I say this all the time in a different episode.
I've watched all of them, but now I feel like I can't remember 1 and 2 because you're asking me. So I'm going to have to go with 3 because I can remember that the most.
The most recent one?
Yeah. And I did really like Rocket's story.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't like the ending because they're all getting separated or whatnot. And I really grown to like those characters. I would say that's like one of the Marvel groups that I actually really like still because they're all different and I kind of like them. And then now they're all separating. So
you like them more than the Avengers?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, their group was
as a group,
they were like fantastic.
Yeah,
it was a well-balanced group between like humor and like seriousness and like sarcasticness. And
and
they all had their little
trauma stories and all their stories were good, and I found all of them interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Even like Mantis and like Drax, they're kind of like almost one-sided, but then you get and see the flip side of him like caring for a child and stuff like that.
Yeah, I forget that he was a good dad.
Yeah,
back when he was a dad.
Yeah.
No, I love those movies. I think those trilogy of movies are like the better ones of the Marvel movies. Like than the 3 Captain America movies or the 3 Iron Mans. Like all 3 of those Guardians movies were solid.
Yeah.
So I like the first one like the best, but Lewis likes the third one.
Yeah, the third one's good.
I do have separation issues, so I can see what you're saying towards the end.
I'm like, damn.
I mean, it's a new team. I mean, Groot is still with Rocket, and you know,
I guess
they gotta move on. It can't be the same.
But
ensemble.
the one chick, Gamora, is still like.
Oh right, she left.
Yeah, so it's like that story didn't end for me.
Oh, very well. You want to see them together?
Yeah, or at least like talking good.
Yeah, I mean,
on good terms.
Maybe in the future movies.
They'll reconnect. I'm sure. But yeah, so you know, James Gunn has also been like a champion of making sure that you go through adoption agencies versus breeders. So he does have like a quote, and I don't really have it here, but he's not really for. He's been real open about animals. It just, makes sense why Peter would make him the Person of the Year. So that's it for the news. Are you ready for the meat and potatoes? A delicious Studio Ghibli meat and potatoes.
Jesus, I felt like we went through the news real quick, man.
Well, so I have a lot of information here, and we're doing 3 movies in one.
Yeah.
So I don't want this to be too long of an episode, but I just want us to. There's a lot of passion in these movies. So we're not going to be hitting all 22 Ghibli movies, but we have a lot to say. We even have like conspiracy theories, and some of us like some movies better than the other ones, and I have opinions of one of these movies.
Just one.
I have a little bit. Maybe it's controversial, but we'll go ahead and get into it. So
no, hang on. Spoiler alert.
Ready for the meat and potatoes?
Ready for the meat and potatoes.
Chelsea, are you ready to eat?
Studio Ghibli's got the
full,
best. They got the best food. Pretty full.
They do have good food.
What were you gonna say?
I don't even know. I just got excited for a second.
Because of the Studio Ghibli food.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Studio Ghibli. It's a Japanese studio based out of Kogane, Tokyo, founded in 1985 by, we were talking before the episode about how many founders there were. So online it says 4. There's only like really information about 3. And I previously, before our special guest, Chelsea, pointed out to me, I only had 2 that we were going to talk about.
No, you had 3, but there's 4.
There's 3, but there's 4. So
I think.
Well, it's founded by one of the directors, our main man, Lewis's homeboy, Hayao Miyazaki, and Isao Takahata.
Takahata's my favorite.
Takahata. And the producer, Toshio Suzuki. There's also the 4th guy, Chelsea's homeboy, Yasushi Takuma. So he passed away in 2000 before they even released Spirited Away. So he was only able to work on 3 to 4 movies before unfortunately he passed. So almost half of the top 10 highest grossing anime films in Japan are from Studio Ghibli movies. So
makes sense.
Studio Ghibli is a big dog in
Make some money.
in the anime world. They do have some shows, but their bread and butter is
Movies.
beautiful anime movies.
Yes.
So some of their hot ones are Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, and then Boy and the Heron are climbing up in the ranks.
Oh, yeah, Boy and the Heron?
Yeah,
for sure.
For highest grossing anime films.
Is it Heron or Heron?
Heron. I say Heron.
Heron.
So on this podcast, we say a lot of words funny.
It's like Heron.
We say a lot of words funny.
We say a lot of words funny, but that's just...
I think they know the intentions of what we're
I don't know it, so I'm going to call it out.
So after their success with their first film, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, these 3/4 decided to create their own studio, and they edited this movie, and I think now it's called, I think you had named it Wind Warrior or something like that.
I didn't name it.
It was something we talked about it earlier.
No, I don't think we
Warriors
did.
of the Wind?
Warriors of the Wind. So that's the American edit of this movie. But if you have it on like HBO Max, they have it as Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. So this movie was so heavily edited for its United States. Oh, I have it right here. Warriors of the Wind. So much that Studio Ghibli has like a thing where they have a strict no edit policy when licensing their films.
Yeah.
So
That was the film that became successful, and then they made Studio Ghibli, right?
right.
Okay.
Right. So I haven't seen it. It's on my list, but
What do you mean by no edits? Like they can't take anything away from the movie?
so I watched. There's only one video on YouTube, and I'll even link it because I watched the whole thing. It's like 26 minutes. So plug this guy in, but he points out the difference between the original on
And the-
VHS and the re-release Warriors of the Wind. So they do things like normally they have like censorship or whatever. They'll take the blood out or whatever.
Yeah.
But with this one, it doesn't take away from the movie or it doesn't make it look like a new movie. But when we were talking about like the what is it? Super Mario Bros. Like Nintendo, they have a very strict, even with Godzilla, they have a strict vision, or they like the purity of like when they create something for us Americans not to like fuck with it too much. So they messed with this movie so much that and this is like Chelsea said, before they were even Studio Ghibli. So now they don't any edits, they have to like be pre-approved. Because what they did was that they gave this movie to this company, they did whatever the hell they did with it, and then gave it to the Americans.
Well, I think it's because our values are a lot different from, they're kind of like anti-war in a lot of their movies, whereas like America likes to be pro-war a lot. So I feel like maybe it had something to do with that.
Could be. And then, it is cartoons. So to us, all cartoons are all for kids. Well, to them, like cartoons is of any age. Like, so that's why they do have like guns and, like I've seen Akira, like that. It's a cartoon, but it's pretty... not adult, but
they got some heavy topics.
Yeah.
Right, that you wouldn't see in like a Ed, Ed and Eddie or in like a...
I like that too example.
Well, like even
Definitely is not going to see that Ed and Eddie.
or even like in Pixar. Like Pixar's been in Disney. They've been... There's like a bell curve. Like, so in the beginning, they used to have some propaganda stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
well,
now,
they still have deaths, but this is kind of more like they go spiritually. They go kind of deeper than just like parents dying.
Yeah, right.
They have more of like a deeper meaning about like society and the world and the government and stuff like that. Like it's all enrooted into their movies, but like
it's too much for us dumb American audiences.
Yeah.
So they kind of dumb
honestly,
it down.
it did fly over my head when I was a kid.
Like the reference that they're trying to make.
So one of the first movies that I saw, or animated movies that I saw growing up, was Spirited Away. And I recently rewatched it for this episode. A lot of the stuff did go over my head, but I just remember it being so fun and artistic that I wanted to rewatch it and learn more about it and maybe assign my own meanings to it. So that's one of their highest grossing movies.
Since you rewatched it,
right?
Since I gave you that conspiracy theory about it, did it hit, like, did you like see like things that you're like, oh wait, maybe Lewis was right about that?
So no, I think you were 100% right. I know.
What was the conspiracy?
You didn't listen to the conspiracy theory?
Go ahead, give her the summarization.
So it basically was saying like Spirited Away, it talked about a little bit more about prostitution and child labor, and stuff like that. Just how they had like a madam of the house, which was, I can't remember her name,
Madam Jubaba,
and how basically like it's not Madam in the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we call her now.
We call her Madam
Jubaba.
But like how she made her sign her name name on the paper and basically like took her name away.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it.
Took
like
away her
in
identity.
prostitution, they take her identity away and kind of like that.
So it's hard
and
to
basically forced to work and like serve these people.
And pay off the parents' debt. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy child labor in that movie.
But you don't really think about it when you're like watching it, especially as a kid, because you're just like, oh my god, look, the dragon, and then like the pictures, and it's so like nice.
When I was a kid, I did not like the movie.
Really,
it scared me.
Was it No Face or
No
was
Face,
it Chihuahua?
And then that, and then the parents turning into like the pigs.
Really.
I think I was like really young when I saw it, and I just did not understand it, and it just freaked me out, and I did not like it. Wow. So like I still kind of don't like it just because I vividly remember being a child and being scared of the movie.
Being scared that your parents would turn into pigs?
I don't know. It was just like so out there, I feel like, compared to everything I had watched as a child, that I didn't comprehend it. And because I didn't comprehend it, it was like freaking me out.
It was very complex of a movie.
And my sister was older, so I watched it with her and she really liked it. And I was like, no.
I didn't like the baby though.
The baby is all freaky.
Yes,
that big old baby.
His English voice, like he's like, if you fucking say anything, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah.
I will fucking eat you.
Play with me or I'll break your arm.
I remember that scene.
Yes,
just grabbed her leg, like just rolled out of the pillows.
Yes.
That he had a pillow. He fucking say one more thing about me. I swear to fucking God, I will kill you.
Yes.
I'm
like, damn, what kind of baby is this?
It's a baby. It's a boss baby.
I'm a buff baby, but I dance like a man.
That's not a baby. It's a grown ass man.
Yeah, all of them look freaky, man.
They were. So that's
the
what
dude
I
with
liked
the
about
long arms. I don't even remember his name. That worked the suit sprites.
Oh,
with the mustache.
Yes.
That dude freaked me out too. I was
Really?
like, what the hell is this?
But what about the little like the sugar? Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I'm like,
right.
I have earrings. I love the suit stripes, but I don't really like Spirited Away. So it's kind of weird.
Because they're in the boiler room with him.
Yeah.
Dang, what about Haku? You like Haku?
I mean, he's a little cutie.
Right.
But
so that didn't help any when you were younger?
That helped a little bit, but the haircut kind of threw me off. So.
Oh, okay.
And then the whole like him being a water spirit and the age gap is kind of weird.
Oh, that's anime. Yeah.
I know. It's just like, ooh, she's like 10 and you're like 1,000.
I know, but he's a kid by heart.
He's short.
No.
No, he's a kid by heart.
He was very mature.
They don't kiss. It's all, they have affection. They care for each other. But as far as like, in the realm of the movie,
face, like,
I know,
I love you. My love for you saved you.
Yes, I just really like that movie. It was very like artistic and like crazy. So it's almost in the same vein as like Alice in Wonderland. So a lot of these Ghibli movies do share like a very, not isekai, but where you're transferred into like a spirit world, or
you go to a different world. You have to navigate it by yourself without parents or whatever.
Yep, it's all
young kids,
almost all coming of age stories as well. So
I've liked the focus on like greed and consumption too.
There's three big themes that they do. So yes, definitely human greed and consumption. Environmentalism is a big one in all of them, and then like you said, war. So it's weird, and I have a little bit of controversy or whatever. The movies are about war and it demonizes all that stuff, but you can tell, at least in his work, that he has an appreciation for all this.
I feel like Spirited Away wasn't really geared towards war though.
No.
It's mainly like the consumption, the over consumerism, the child labor, like when the gold scene where he's like handing out gold to everybody, no faces, and then he just starts eating everybody.
Yes, they're nice to him until he starts goes back on them or whatever.
No, he literally just starts gobbling down everybody. I'm like, what? And then like puking. I don't know. It was weird.
It's a good movie. So I definitely recommend. I think that's one of their most iconic ones.
It's definitely the most iconic one. I think most people saw it when they were growing up and it's like carried that love.
So I saw it. I saw it on DVD, but then they did have a night, I think in March growing up, where they showed it like on Toonami dubbed.
I've actually never watched any of these movies subbed.
Really? None of them?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you're a dub type of person.
Not normally.
Just for these movies. So I will say, when I
they have really good voice actors.
They do.
Though. Oh my god.
Right. And I do want to talk, about the other voice actors, but how we were talking about in our subbed and dub episode, where we have like John DiMaggio and Mark Hamill. they are in these movies. So
Christian Bale's
in the new stuff, but
no, he's in.
Oh, he's in old
Howl's Moving Castle.
Is he?
He's the boy with the hotness. Oh my God, yes.
He's Howl?
Yeah, he's Howl.
Christian Bale.
Yes, he's Howl.
Wow.
And he does the like, his voice. That's what got me with the movie. I swear to God.
Okay. So I got some. So I talked about this to somebody else, like a friend of mine. She's also very just subbed all day, but having it in dubbed, and it's not like we have bad voice actors, but then people can watch it, then you can get it out to a big audience, and then we can talk about the movie instead of just like the voices or whatever.
Well, I think as a child I wouldn't have been able to understand the sub at all.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
No, well, you can't.
Yeah, so like getting the love for.
Oh, at first.
Yeah, and then you grow up with that love.
Right, and then then if it's only offered in subbed, then you will make the effort to read it. The name Ghibli was chosen by Miyazaki. It was a shared name with a hot desert wind, which is kind of weird, and it's also the nickname of an Italian aircraft. So Miyazaki has an obsession with aviation that you can see in a lot of his movies, with like flying and like Howl's Moving Castle and Castle in the Sky, and almost all of the movies, maybe besides Spirited Away, have like some sort of like airplane or blimp or even like a character who can fly. He also said his idea for the studio is that it would blow a new wind through the anime industry. So that's why he named it Ghibli.
Ghibli. Okay.
He was very confident in himself.
Yeah, I mean, that first movie, it did so well that he's like, you know what? Fuck
I got this shit,
bitch. Fuck giving these movies out. Like, these are our movies now. And they have, a lot of movies.
And they're all great. Is there a bad one that you can think of? Like one that you're like, damn, that was actually
I do have a bad one.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I kind of have one too.
You too?
So I'm gonna save it. So let's talk about Howl's Moving Castle and Castle in the Sky. So I didn't get to see Howl's Moving Castle all the way through. I did see Castle in the Sky though, and Castle in the Sky I think is my favorite one of his movies. It's just so good and it's so innocent, and it starts off with action, and I put it up against almost any Pixar movie or even Disney movie because it is that great. There's like scenes where it's completely silent, like he's in the sky riding this like kite airplane thing. There's a lot of like nice sounds and songs. And I did watch it dubbed, but they have like good voice acting in that one too. But I do like Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle has my heart.
I like Howl. I didn't like him at first. When he first shows up and he's like trying to help that girl like get through. He
was so
city.
smooth. You didn't like that?
He was too smooth.
Oh my God.
He was too smooth. I didn't trust him.
They're actually not all that bad. Where to? I'll be your escort this evening.
Yeah, but he knew him from his knew her from his childhood.
So I said. I mean,
it's like he did know her, so it kind of made sense.
She didn't know him.
Yeah, but
or she forgot or whatever. It leaned back into where I was fucking with him when he was like flying with her and they were like in the sky. He was showing her the powers that he had, and I was like, okay, he's kind of cool. Are you saying this is Christian Bale?
Dude, Christian Bale in that movie, I don't know. There's some pizzazz with him in that voice acting.
So a question I have here for you directly, Chelsea, is could you be turned into an old lady?
To get how?
Yeah. Oh. And go through a reverse
I'd
Benjamin
throw my back out. Take it with it. No, I'm kidding.
Because I'd be pissed. She wasn't even like, she was like, okay.
She made the best of it.
She made the best. She was like, okay, I'm freaking out. I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up a beautiful young lady again.
She never thought she was beautiful. So
as an old lady, she's just like an old lady. You wouldn't be pissed? You wouldn't be?
I mean, I'd be pissed at the lady, not Hal. Hal's not the one that cursed her.
I know. But you would do it? You'd go through the trials and tribulations? Because she was moving too.
She was like having a blast. I feel like her old life kind of sucked just making hats.
Yeah. But she was doing it for her dad.
Yeah, but fuck my dad. I don't give a fuck.
It's a good movie, and I like both of these movies.
I liked her spirit. As soon as she woke up, she was just like, yep, I guess I'm old. My clothes fit me, and this is what it is. I'm going to go out and live.
Yeah, you got to make the best of the situation.
I didn't like her mom for that, though.
For what?
Like, she's just like, la-di-da-di-da. She's gone. She's sick. Who cares?
Were those other kids, are those her sisters too? Or because she had like a Cinderella kind of thing, like those other ladies.
I don't know if they were all her sisters. I know the one like blonde chick was her sister, but she didn't work at the hat shop. She was like a waitress or something.
Yeah. No, I like the world. So going from Castle in the Sky to Howl's Moving Castle, where there's like a world of wizards and witches and magic, like it is very nice. And that's like not the first, but like one of their first blendings of CGI and 2D animation. So we've talked at length about how I don't like Chainsaw Man because of the CGI, but I do like it when it's purposeful. So like how the castle's like this big, creature.
The castle's awesome.
Oh my god, it's like it has like a mouth.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So I do want to give it a full watch. So I haven't seen it all the way through to the end. Do you have anything for Howl's Moving Castle or Castle in the Sky?
Not that I can remember.
There's so much for that one.
What do you have?
Well, like,
tell us.
I want to talk about my favorite character.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, the turnip head dude, the scarecrow.
Yes, I do like him. He's jumping around. He got her coat.
Yeah, like he's just so innocent, and then he fell in love with her, and he was like, "You don't love me, and that's okay." And he was still like happy-go-lucky, and he was like the prince that started the war.
I didn't get all the way through it.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
But still, I get it though. I got to see him. It kind of reminded me of. I thought it was gonna go Wizard of Oz route.
Oh,
with like her meeting this scarecrow. I
kind of wanted them to fall in love. Honestly, I love Howl, but like
her and the turnip.
Yeah, he turns into friends.
Okay.
Because of true love with her. But she doesn't love him like that.
But she loves Howl.
Yeah.
But they say the word around town is that Howl is this big time player and he eats people's hearts.
Yeah.
They're like, watch out for Howl. Don't fall. Don't look at his eyes.
And she's like, oh.
Yes. So
I think he called her sweetheart like one time and it's like done.
Okay.
That's my girl.
He was smooth.
I'll clean your house. It's fine.
I'll clean your house.
He was smooth. He's smooth.
I'll be your live-in housemaid. It's okay. Also, like when she messed around with his stuff and turned his hair like blonde.
Black? Or he was blonde though.
Or turned it black.
I think she turned it black.
Yeah, she turned it black and he was like, if I'm not beautiful, I see no point in living. And it's like freaked out. I was like, that's so mean.
Is that your way of living? Like, I'm not beautiful.
Yeah, he's like, just kill me now.
Lewis said the same thing if he got into a wheelchair. If he got the same.
Just a wheelchair?
Yeah. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
Yes.
The finale.
The finale.
Yes. Levi ended up in a wheelchair.
Yes. Would you say that Howl's Moving Castle has action? Because I remember when we went to go see the Shizume movie, they were like, "Oh, this movie has action." And I'm like, he's in a chair.
Yeah, he's a chair running around.
That's the action, but like at least for in Castle in the Sky, it starts off with action and it's like rollicking all the way through. So there's like wizards and witches, but would you? Because there's not that much action in Spirited Away, but in Howl's Moving Castle, what would you say?
Well, he turned into like the bird form and like went to fight, but I don't think we really saw much of the fight. And I know there was a lot of like just fighting surrounding it, but like the characters weren't necessarily as involved in the fight. Like Sophie wasn't involved in any fighting, but there's a lot of like fighting going on around them, which I think that's kind of, I know the major theme in that one's like pacifism. Okay. Am I saying that right? Pacifism?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, it kind of makes sense that the characters weren't fighting, but everybody around them is, Because, like, when he goes to fight the war or whatever, he's going to, like, fully turn into the bird thing. But then she finds his heart and gives it to him, right? So he gets a heart and then he doesn't fight. Or maybe he fights and then gets a heart. I don't know, but he gets a heart.
His heart.
Yeah.
A heart?
So it does kind of... It
like
does,
Calcifer is his heart.
Is there a lion? Because I'm like...
A lion?
A lion, yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I'm just like... Because I originally got like a vibe of the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, there's that dog.
Is he the lion, maybe?
He's like small and like doesn't really do anything.
No.
But he's like the witch's dog.
I'm gonna watch this movie for everybody all the way through, because I do get a lot of like themes from the Wizard of Oz. Like you got the Scarecrow, and now maybe like how is the Tin Man without a heart?
Oh yeah, and then
the dog is what? He's without courage, and then he gets courage. Because the lady, I forget her name, but she's not displaced from her home like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
But she can't go home.
Because she's an old lady.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to freak everybody out.
Yeah, I would embrace it. I'd be like, yo, I'm an old lady now. Now you gotta take care of me. I don't work here anymore.
Feet.
Yeah, rub my feet. But she gets younger as the movie goes. Right?
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else about your favorite movie in the whole wide world?
I kind of like, okay, so when he gets his heart, he's like, oh, I feel like a terrible weight on my chest. And then she's like, that's the burden of a heart.
No.
It's like so cheesy, but I like that line.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, heart can weight you down. So
yeah, I mean, before, like, he was like
numb,
fucking around,
yeah.
fucking bitches getting money, and like now he's got a heart, he falls in love. Like, God.
It's like, damn.
Why the fuck would she do
Gets
that to him?
tied down.
I know. You gotta do it though. You gotta do it. Once you find the one. Once you find that old lady who gives you purpose.
Cleans your house for you.
Cleans your house.
Makes breakfast. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the food looked good when they were cooking.
Food was... Oh, you know another voice actor that's really good? The young boy was Josh Hutcherson.
Who is he?
From Hunger Games. And he is in Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He voiced
Peeta?
Yeah,
really?
he's Peeta.
What? Really? Damn, back then?
Yeah, he was like a child and he voiced it.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
I do like that. Cool. So, I mean, speaking of, I don't want to cut you. Do you have any?
No, that's mainly all I had.
So in 1996, the Walt Disney Company formed a partnership where they would be the sole international distributor of Studio Ghibli animated films. Deal also said that Disney would finance 10% of the studio's production costs.
So Walt Disney wants a little piece of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, so I thought that they were going to buy them all together, and I think I praise the company's integrity for, because I'm sure they probably threw a bunch of money at them, but they're saying even with their no edits. So that I feel like they're never gonna sell the company as a whole to somebody so big as like a Disney, but
they shouldn't. They
do have this big partnership, and like I said, they're financing 10% of their production costs. It's a win-win, I think. But
I feel like since all the movies are on Max, it's kind of weird that they have a partnership with Disney and it's not on Disney.
Right. So I have a little bit of that too. But so when they did this partnership, they also redubbed most of the films that were dubbed by the previous partner, Streamline Pictures. Like if you have any VHS copies, they might be on the old dubbing, but then once they did this partnership, they just redid it. So the partnership is just for the international distributor of the films in the theaters and maybe like the Blu-rays or whatever. But in 2001, there was a Studio Ghibli museum that opened in Tokyo, Mitaka, Tokyo. So I have some pictures here for you guys. I am going to put in the video version, but
oh, that's cool.
You can go into this town.
I would love that. I would love to just go to Tokyo in general or anywhere over there. So
it's a hustling, bustling city, and we have we don't have any concrete plans, but we have in our hearts plans to go do something out there.
Yeah,
because that would be freaking
Tokyo is just
dope.
so anime influenced right now. It's not even funny.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with
and I want to go to the temples even and shrines and just I love their just the spiritualism. It feels very grounded in more of a culture where you help each other out and stuff like that, and you respect nature.
Yeah, instead of all these billboards.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and just get into it now. So what Studio Ghibli has a little bit of criticism and controversy because even though they preach about environmentalism and anti-war and things like that, they do a lot of merch. So they have a lot of plastic merch or whatever, and then even this theme park is going against what they're preaching about environmentalism. So clearing this land and then making this big, amusement park.
Still a business.
Yeah.
So it's still a business, but then I think that they do it very well. So I think maybe they're capitalizing on their product, but their art is art and it holds up as a movie. But also, I don't mind that we can appreciate it on a T-shirt or a little bobblehead or whatever. They don't go overboard with it. But if you've ever been to Box Lunch, there's a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff there. I just think that they do it well. It would be cool.
They do everything well for the most part.
Nobody's above criticism. So I'm sure if you split hairs and nitpick, you can say that, oh, they shouldn't have made this theme park, or oh, they shouldn't be making so many Funko Pops and bobbleheads and T-shirts that are just going to end up in a landfill if they're preaching oh, there's too much consumerism or consumption. Like you said, it's it is a business. So I'm not mad at them for making money off of their movies.
I get it.
So
and I think it's about you yourself not over consuming their products. So it's kind of on our responsibility rather than theirs.
Yeah, a little bit. But there are some companies that do oversaturate and they just churn it out.
Yeah. But I feel like all their merch is like well made and it's not like a
cash grab. Or they'll just fucking put
that. The shirt you have on, I feel like it's artwork. It's and it's not just like Studio Ghibli. Right.
No, I feel the same way. And I do like just a lot of their stuff, like visually. Like it has a very similar feel, but then it's also unique, like movie to movie. So almost like in the same vein as like a Pixar. So in August 2014, Studio Ghibli temporarily suspended their production following Miyazaki's retirement. So it only lasted about 3 years, and then it was announced that he was going to come out of retirement to direct the movie The Boy and the Heron. So 7 p.m. Japanese Standard Time, which was 5 a.m. our time, they're going to be releasing a documentary called 2,399 Days with Ghibli and Miyazaki, which is just going to like chronicle. It's like a documentary over his making of The Boy and the Heron.
When is that supposed to come out?
It came out already. So it came out in Japan already. It's like 7 p.m. their time today. Like
today?
Legit today.
Oh, shoot.
So it came out already 5 a.m. our time. So that's only on in Japan on their TV. So right now there's no word about it coming to us. I'm sure it is. And if it is going to come to us, I'm almost positive it'll either come either on Crunchyroll or Max, HBO Max.
It should be on Max, I feel like.
But I think so. They do have a couple of documentaries on Max. I think there's 2 on there, but I'm looking forward to that if it does come out. I was researching it. And I was like, damn, today's coming out. That's so wild.
Yeah, because I'd never heard of that. I definitely want to watch it.
Yeah, well, it's going to be his last movie that he directs, and then we, for listeners of the podcast, we are releasing a review of the movie that we're going to be recording after this. In 2019, Warner Brothers acquired the exclusive streaming rights with them, as well as like a bunch of J-Kids movies. So they're holding the movies on Max, and currently there's 22 movies with 2 documentaries on Max. So Disney has the distribution rights for the movies, but Max has the exclusive streaming rights. So they have all of these movies except for one.
So upset about the one.
So the studio mainly produces films by Miyazaki, with their second most prolific director being Takahata, most notably with Grave of the Fireflies. Ooh. So
yeah,
that's a movie.
Yes, and that's the one not on Max, right?
That's the one that's not on Max. Yeah, I had to go to. It's not even on Amazon Prime. I had to go to fucking Vudu.
Yeah, I rewatched it and I had to go to.
Yeah. So what? So Grave of the Fireflies. What do you think, Chelsea?
Top tier. If I ever want to cry, I'm watching that movie. I rewatched it with my boyfriend Zach, and he ended up falling asleep, right? Okay. And then he just wakes up to me violently sobbing. He's like, "What's going on?"
That movie was just.
Lewis says that's his favorite movie.
That's my favorite movie.
That's his favorite.
It's really close. It's too sad for me to be my favorite because when I think about it, I want to cry.
It hit. It just hit. That movie hit. When I first watched it, I was like, I even did a presentation on it on high school.
Really?
Yeah, just like talking about, that's how good this movie was. Like, it was ridiculously good. And just like the talk about like post-war in Tokyo and like the bombing and stuff like that, like the way people actually suffered afterwards.
Yeah.
And
it's stressful.
Yeah. People were like low on food, housing, money, jobs were scared at that time. So it was really impossible for the poor to come up. And the rich, continue to stay rich. Like, and that's what I mean when I like to talk about like government wise, like, I didn't have a problem with the person in Tokyo at that time, right. But it's our government that have problems with other governments, and then at the end of the day, we're the ones that have to suffer. And that movie like definitely represented that, like just to show you like, and there was these kids that literally had parents that had a house, and and they ended up losing all of that due to the war, the outcome of the war. And it sucks. And it was sad. And I cried. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I kept thinking like, if these are my kids, like, that's so sad. And then like, they only had like little bit of family. And even with the family, like, because food was so scared at that time, it was like, well, if you ate your portion of the food, we can't give you more because right now it's like really hard for even
was
rice.
Being a bitch,
oh my God,
I wanted to fucking kill her.
She was so mean.
So if my siblings ever treated my kids like that, I would literally lift my body out of the grave and choke their asses.
She was super mean. So
and they were children. Like she treated them
at least
as
the littlest one.
They were both. The one was 14, I think. Another one was 4.
So a question that I had when I was watching it, because I don't think it was fair for her to treat him that way at all. But I was like, well, why doesn't he go to work? Like, why doesn't he work?
See, the thing with that criticism though is that it's a true story. So
what, he couldn't work? Or
no,
what?
like this is actual people that this happened to, and he like it's like hard to criticize a child.
No, I'm not criticizing him.
No, but like a real life person like that went through this. So like that's my criticism. I have a lot of ways where I'm like, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that?
Right.
And then you're thinking like, oh, this is like some kid that was actually 14. Both of his parents died.
Yeah, taking care of his sister. She was sickly.
Taking care of his sister, and then I feel like there probably was no jobs. Like everything was burned down and destroyed.
It should have been like a scene though where he tries to work and then they won't let him because of whatever reason. Because I was like, well, just go to work, man. Like, get the fuck out there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that too, but then you probably just got to take in the considerations. Like, every kid was in that same situation. Think about every kid trying to get a job all at the same time, and everything's burnt down and destroyed.
But think about it too. Like he's supposed to be in school at that age.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean.
Comes home
even her daughter, his aunt's daughter, or his cousin was in school.
Right.
Luckily, her husband had a job because it seemed like they were doing okay, but they were like munching up whatever their mom left for them.
They sold all of her clothes.
All her clothes, like a shitload of rice that they had like stored away for them.
And would just give them the rice water.
Like a little portion of it. And then, he's like, well, can I just have the rest? And then she was like, well, if you kind of want to be on your own.
Yeah, cook your own fucking food.
Then cook your own food. And like you do.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, kick rocks, basically, right? And they were like, okay, fine, whatever,
I will. And then he did. And then she's like, oh my God, can you believe that he actually did it just to spite me? And I'm like,
come on, the dude's trying to eat.
Yes.
Man's got to eat.
I will say, it did kind of, as a dad, frustrate me when she was being a picky eater. She's like, I don't want rice again. I was like, okay, well, we just had war, little girl.
Yeah.
We just had
eat that rice.
But like,
well, she comes from a time that was not war, and then she gets thrown into this, and it's like
it's a huge change for everybody.
And her body's probably feeling so crappy. She's like, your body like craves nutrients, so it's probably almost like rejecting the rice at that point. Like, well, I need some veggies in me.
I know I can't have rice again. Well, because they ate all the plums or whatever. I thought she had like a disease because her mom was sick. So I thought she kind of like had
straight malnutrition.
No, it was malnutrition. She got sick, and the mosquito bites too.
Yeah, and they
just from living out there in the wild.
Yeah, in the hole,
in little it was supposed to be like a bombing tunnel or something like that. Like,
like a mining shaft.
So just living out there, like she got sick. Just like the whole story was so sad.
God,
like
it's about like just how culture and society like treats people. Like even like homeless people now, we're like.
You don't know what they went through.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
you know what I mean? Or like,
I'm good. I take care of myself and my family. I'm not going to worry about you.
Yeah.
So that's that whole feel of the family. Even their own family is like, I only take care of my immediate family, and then everybody else has to fend for themselves.
She switched up on them so quick.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as the food started running out, that's when she switched up on them, because then then those kids had to rely on her portion of the stuff. And they were like, oh,
they were all working and going to school. And I was like,
I think they could have fed them. I think she was just.
I think so.
God damn it! I hate that lady.
But still, like I can also see like maybe they were making enough money to support themselves, and just adding 2 more kids was like even a bigger burden financially, probably, especially after the war. I'm presuming like not everybody was really good economic wise to even take people in to help. You know what I mean? And probably there wasn't like a lot of shelters either. And they looked like they lived in a like kind of like farming area too. So there's probably not a lot of help out there besides, whatever farmers can do for you. And even he kept like stealing food.
Oh my God.
And getting caught.
Beat up. Oh my God.
And getting
the poor
beat
baby.
up.
So what do you like about that movie besides it being sad? Because I will give you mine right now. I did not like this movie. I was way too sad. I was like,
cut it. I am
It's
leaving.
real life shit. Real life is sad.
It was so unrelentingly sad. I was like, I am miserable watching this movie.
This man went through it.
Yeah, but
the only difference is like basically he lived.
Where he died though.
No, he lived.
The real one.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
So, and I don't mind when movies open like that. He's like, this is the fucking day that I died. Boom, boom. And then don't you want to see me how I get there? So when they do stuff like that, you kind of forget. And then when it comes back to the end, you're like, oh yeah, that's how the movie started. I knew he was going to die because I remember him saying, I'm going to die. And his fucking family just kept dying one after the other. And I was like, damn, this is a very sad movie.
I think the Takahata.
Yeah.
I think he said that he put that in the beginning of the movie because he didn't want this to be overly sad and it lessens our sadness knowing it in the beginning. But like you said, I feel like I forgot. And then every time I'm like, oh my God.
Right. He's going to die. No, when his fucking sister died, I was like, and I
Yo,
wanted to,
that hit.
Bro.
oh
That
my God.
hit.
And then it shows the montage of her just spending
Yes.
time by herself and like
Yes.
eating
Oh my
rocks in the dirt.
God,
That's
that
what kills
hit.
me every time.
Because he had to go out there to like look for food or look for some
so
type
he
of
was
job.
trying. I think he was trying
No,
very
for sure.
hard.
For sure.
Also, another criticism I have, even though I know like
Yeah.
he's a child and he didn't change it, like at the end he took out a bunch of money and bought food. I was like, why didn't you just buy food a little fucking earlier?
He took a bunch of money.
Yeah,
He
from
did.
the bank.
Yeah.
His mom's like bank account.
She had, like-
But I
He
think
found out his dad died and he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take their money.
Right.
But like,
No. I think what had happened there was that the government was then giving money to like the military people, like,
oh.
but it
very
didn't
end?
come through until like later.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I never got that. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You
Yeah.
bought all this food when she's literally dying.
So basically,
know.
was saying like, hey, veterans that
Yeah.
fought the war. I know it took forever, years to like now
Yeah.
like give you guys back the money or whatever.
that kind of makes sense.
So I think that's when the money finally hit, and he was like, "Well, I might as well take it now because whatever." And he just like spent it all on whatever he could, food
Yeah.
and whatever.
He
But
should've swallowed
eventually,
his
like,
pride and went back to that lady's house.
It's that culture there is so different.
no, I
know.
think he should have, and I think his aunt. But his aunt is the adult. Do you not?
No, I know. No, for sure. She's the bad guy in the movie to me. Like,
To me,
besides
yeah.
the planes dropping the bombs.
Oh, she's a bad guy.
She's definitely the villain.
I just felt like she is like the parent. Like you literally, you are the
That's your sister's kids.
yes. Or whatever, but
I
like
don't even think they really were.
They're just kids, man. Like,
Yeah.
It would frustrate her. She's like, I don't want to eat this. I'm like, okay, we have to eat it. And then,
Yeah.
but he was like nice and he was respectable.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying to help out. But I mean, he's fucking 14. Like, I have my 13-year-old son. If you let them, they will just like not do shit all day. Like, oh, aren't you supposed to be in school? Yes, take him to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Throw him in the same school.
that's
this guy's
the
going to.
point. That's the point of like being an adult. But I don't know. It was just so sad, and then
It was too sad. I was just like,
every
where's the silver lining?
Yeah.
montage of like just everything he did for his little sister, like food wise, like even entertaining her, like
Yeah.
just imagine like the imagination, cooking
Yeah.
wise, like him just cooking for her,
Yeah,
and
they
then
were
them
sitting-
spending at night and collecting the fireflies
Yeah.
to light
Oh
up.
my-
Oh my
And
god!
then when she was like, why did fireflies have to die so
Oh.
soon? That killed me.
oh my god! And it's just like her getting
Because the
sick.
fireflies were supposed to represent all the, like the little dead kids
Yeah.
too. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh my
She
god.
like squished one. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. And then she just buries a bunch. She's like,
yeah.
I know,
Why
I
did
know,
they
mom.
die so
I know, mom
soon?
is dead.
Dude, when we found out the aunt had told her about the mom
Oh,
dying,
right.
I was like, why I fucking oughta.
Why I oughta, but you know, it's no big deal.
right? Just like oh my god!
But I really think they didn't go back because it's a different culture and it's more about
But
like
he was
respect
creating his own.
and
He was like, they were sitting down, and he was like, just chilling on the
yeah,
ground.
he's like, we can say however we want.
yeah, fuck
Fuck it.
the old generation. you
But
know?
I think I read it somewhere where it's like the people in like Japan get that more and they don't see that as like a flaw of what he did. But people in America are like, why didn't you go back?
Right.
Like they see it as like a flaw and like
I mean, that's what the farmer said. He's like, I recommend you go back, man. Like your sister's hungry.
or just even when
but
he
they
took
weren't
her to
getting
the
fed
doctor.
there anyways. Really, they were getting like fucking rice water.
Yeah, but they weren't getting mistreated. I think she would have survived. Like, hello, she
Yeah.
fucking died at the end.
Yeah, I guess.
But remember, he is 14 years old.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
it's
you
a
guys
real
don't comprehend
story.
that. Like he's still a kid, man. He's out there making adult decisions with a kid brain. That
And she wanted to
He-
live
in
there
his-
with him.
in his mind, he thought he was doing the best he could do.
Yeah.
He's like,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
the man of the house. or
He's
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was trying his best to like make whatever little bit of the tunnel into a home for
and
them.
Even Setsuko was like, just never leave me. I just love you. Don't ever leave me. That's all I want. Like, she didn't even care about the food. She's like, you eat it. Or like when he got beat up, are you okay? Do I need to get you a doctor? It's like, no, honey, you're the one not okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was just
if that movie was a little bit cuter, I don't know, maybe I'd be more forgiving.
No.
It's
based on a true story. How can you not be forgiving of this situation?
Because it was so sad. It was just sad. To me, it was just sad.
And then when he had to like bury his sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then put him in a little tin can.
I know it. Yeah, and he was like looking at her for a minute before he fucking closed it. I got a little teary-eyed.
Yeah, I was violently sobbing.
You had prepped me. You warned me. You're like, it's sad. It's like sad all the way through. And I'm like, okay, you know.
And even when he died in the subway or whatever, just like him hearing his sister's voice.
Yeah, it's another one
calling her like, come back.
They're like, oh yep, throw him in the wagon.
Another one. Let's see what he's got on him.
Oh yes, right.
But that's like the society
peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yuck.
That's just the society we live in. But oh my god, that movie
was just too sad for me. But I did appreciate it for being like, but like even like the animation. I don't know. I don't want to shit too much on it.
Another thing I like read about that I thought was cool was that all the outlining for the movie was done in brown to give it like a softer feel. And typically movies are always outlined in black.
Okay. Wow.
And it was like harder to animate it too because it gives less of a contrast. But when you watch it, you do notice that everything is like
a little bit brown.
Yeah, every like thing is outlined in brown unless it's like absolutely necessary to do black. Which I thought it gave it kind of like a softer, like more innocent vibe to it.
I do think so.
Because we're kind of watching it through the lens of children. Because he's sitting there rewatching his life with his sister, basically. So we're kind of seeing
sepia tone a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like otherworldly. Like we're rewatching what he's already been through with him riding the train, kind of.
Yeah, I mean the movie was not dusty, but it did have like that grain of memory. I don't know, man.
It definitely had a very different feeling than their other movies. But I feel like because the other
hope?
If you want to go watch Pixar, bro.
Yeah. And
Pixar bastard.
Taka said he based like the animation of the bombings and stuff on his real life experience too.
I read that too.
So and it's a different director than the other two movies like we're talking about. So
right. I guess yes.
It's like just a different feel.
But I think it is to get like the general feel. Like, do you imagine living your day-to-day life and then just these planes flying over you, and then all of a sudden, all you hear is explosions and people screaming and yelling and fire.
For them. They're like, "Oh, get inside before you get hit with the bombs." Like, what?
Yeah,
like
then the mom all wrapped up in the bandages and
like
stuff.
just dying.
Yeah. That was he couldn't even see like her face one last time. It's like, don't even unwrap her. It's so bad.
Yeah,
and it's the fire. Like I'd rather get nuked. Like you die instantaneously. The fire is kind of more
she was
harsh.
Alive
yeah,
when he got there, and then she died.
Well, the doctor did tell her like there's nothing we can do for her, but like pain medication and just keep her okay until she passes away.
I feel like at that point just shoot me in the head.
But also imagine like that. What would that do to your kid mind? Like as a child to see that.
I wouldn't want them to see my body like that. I don't know.
That's just crazy. The movie was just
so sad. She was emotional. Fucking around too much. He's like, when he was putting all the food in the ground, he's like, "Mom, go!" Like,
yeah, but if he went with her, then they probably would have died too.
No, for sure. But if she had went sooner, like she was supposed to, then maybe she would have got. Because I was like, why is he not worried about his mom? Why isn't he just running to?
That's what I thought too. And why would she leave her kids? Like, I wouldn't leave my kids.
Not both of them, or at least take the youngest one.
But I mean, I'm glad. I guess I'm not glad she left them because they died anyway. So
that sucks though. But the movie was to me it's one of my best movies. Like literally top 10. I know it's sad. I know I don't live up to your standards, Xavier.
Just because I need some balance, man. I was like,
perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
I get it. You're trying to make me sad. I am sad.
That's the point of the movie. Like, I don't think it was supposed to be like a silver lining. Like, oh my god, I think it was just supposed to show that there is no silver lining. Like, people really did suffer even in the aftermath.
It seemed like propaganda to me. Like, I know it was real and I know it really happened, but I was like, as far as like a movie, like an artistic movie, I was like,
They still made it very artistic, though.
They had the scenes like with the fireflies and like how you're talking about with the. It's just her playing
the montage kind of
her. Like all that stuff was nice.
And the train and.
Yeah, but like imagine I was watching Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, and all these different like movies, and then this in the middle. I was like, this is way sad. This is like when you watch a scary movie as a kid, and then you have to watch like something funny afterwards.
And I watched that as a young child too. I remember.
That fucked you up.
Yeah, it still fucks me up. But it's kind of nice, like, because sometimes I just need to cry and I can't, and then I'll just watch that movie and I'm like, okay, I'm good now.
We'll get you there.
So in 2020, they released the first ever CGI movie based on a book, Earwig and the Witch. So I sent you guys the trailer. I didn't see the movie either, but it does look
horrible,
ugly.
Yeah, it really disgusted me, honestly.
Yeah.
It creeped me out because I think a lot of their imagery and stuff is already creepy, but if you put it like 3D, it makes it just ugly and like.
For me, it was her eyebrows.
All of it, like the facial expressions, like it just didn't feel like Studio Ghibli. Also,
yeah, it seemed like it was trying to be, but it was just.
It didn't hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch it, but the trailer, I watched like 3 seconds of it. I think I stopped and just texted you, ill.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
It's just unsettling. It's just like super ugly.
That's so funny. Yeah. Hey, watch this. A minute later, ill.
So I know Disney made the leap into 3D with Pixar, but I think, and it works for Pixar. Like I like Toy Story, even though Toy Story is kind of like round and, even like Sid looks like a toy, but like later on, he
but
does
it's
get,
more
like,
familiar things than what you're used to seeing. Like they animate ants and stuff. Studio Ghibli animates like monsters and stuff.
Right,
not monsters, but like spirits and things you're not used to seeing. So I feel like it looks even weirder when it's 3D.
CGI. Yeah.
So do you think that they should ever try again? Because that was their first and last fully CGI movie.
I wonder why it was their last.
Yeah, based off that one, no, they should not do it again.
But that's not like, I feel like
maybe they can find a style.
Studio Ghibli because of that style of animation that they do,
Yeah,
and they
2D.
do it so perfectly.
Yes.
For them to switch it up, it's like,
Is it because
it
it was
really
people,
Studio
though?
Ghibli?
Is it because it was people? Like, could they do like an animal Studio Ghibli movie, or maybe like if it's just robots?
I didn't like the vibe of it. I don't know. Like, I feel like if maybe they made like a separate production company for that and like still did their own stuff and then had like a sister company try to do more like that, maybe that would work. But
maybe I see what you're saying.
And then
like
they just
Pixar.
work on it to perfect it because whatever attempt they did there was not it.
I would have been embarrassed to release that. So
yeah, I mean, it could be a good movie too. So if you are a fan of this movie, I know we're shitting on it because it's pretty heavy, but
maybe the story is really good.
Maybe the story is good because these Ghibli movies they do have good story. But just at least the style is 50 or 51% of the appreciation of these movies. Do you have anything more about Grave Fireflies?
If you guys haven't watched it, definitely watch it.
I think it is a very good watch. And it really, I think just learning about the wars and stuff, it doesn't really hit home. But when you watch something and it's kind of more of a personal experience to how a war has affected them, it really just hits home.
Yeah.
You get stressed, like him like running through it, like you can feel the stress of him like just trying to find somewhere to stay, and you can't stay there too long. You got to keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Also, if you need like a good cry, too, like, if you just been going through some shit in life and you're just like, man, I haven't been able to just cry. Put this
Chelsea
movie on, and I promise, like you will shed tears and you just bawl out crying.
If you don't, I'm looking at you funny. Like if you don't cry at this movie, it's like, what's wrong with you?
You're broken.
You're even broken.
You need to have some feelings. I don't know.
So some criticism, I talked about the environmentalism, but so despite the movies having some themes of feminism, the studio itself is very reluctant to promote women from within. Studio Ghibli is not left out of the conversation from like studios that overwork their laborers and sometimes even force them to work on public holidays. So,
I feel like that's weird. A lot of their characters are really strong female leads.
Right. And, no shade against men, but it's stories written by men.
Fuck men.
So, I know. But what we can do is just at least put the awareness out there and get it out. Because the thing that I like, how they have it here is promoting from within. So, if you have somebody who's in the studio, maybe they're not an artist, but there's somebody who's working on this or helping out over there or wants to learn, Like, you should promote from within, and that's across like any kind of company. Just because you think that there's another man who might be able to do the job better because he's on a different company, but if you have somebody internally, it's more rewarding having that person climb and become like senior or president or even
people
like
want to work harder then.
Yeah. So, and especially like with this company, like as long as they've been out.
Maybe they just need a female founder in there, balance it all out.
Yeah, I mean, it was
get one of their daughters or something to join in. I don't know.
Yeah, so you think nepotism is a little bit better than sexism?
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, because they got talent in that family, probably.
Right.
If they're coming out with these,
right?
You probably grew up in it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't check if he even has like daughters.
I don't know.
Does he?
I feel like out of the 4 of them, one of them has to have a daughter, but I don't know.
I mean, they're workaholics.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't have time.
Maybe, actually.
I think he's a dad, actually, when I'm like thinking about like, because I watched a little bit of, not the documentary, but like them talking about it and like his style and influence. So I think he does have kids. I don't know if he has daughters, but.
Their wives, anything. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, his wife.
Yeah.
Jump in the studio.
Come on. Let's bring him up.
Yeah. Overall thoughts. What do you guys think?
Of like Studio Ghibli or the movie?
Just Studio Ghibli, because I know we didn't talk about. So like I said, there's 22 other movies, so we didn't talk about Princess Mononoke or
Ponyo, Totoro,
yeah.
My Neighbor
Totoro. Yeah, Totoro. We did talk about it in a different. Have you seen that?
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like saying it like that though.
I say all of it wrong.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of practicing before.
Were we?
I was. I get nervous.
Running through the decoder or whatever.
That's funny.
I feel like they need I'm nervous that they're going to take another break because he's like, this is his final movie or whatever. I'm hoping they don't retire again.
I mean, they should give the helm so they. And I wanted to.
But you said there's 3 of them.
There's 3.
So just because one retires, like the whole company has to retire?
I feel like they work together.
A lot of the movies are from this guy, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
So he's like he's the brains.
And then No, I like Takahata. He does great with the Firefly.
Yeah.
So
and that one's my favorite.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
Howl's still there too.
I mean,
just
confused.
Well, you could have them because, like I said, like Xavier says, it is a very sad movie.
Yeah.
Versus all the other ones, which have like a little bit of an uplifting message, or so I guess as a sad movie, yes, this is my number 1.
Yeah.
Like this will get me there.
I need a badge of honor after watching it.
Yeah, you need a Purple Heart.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, then I must be like a true vet because I've seen this movie at least 10 times.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times, but I had to. I'll be sad for like a week after I see it. I'm like, damn.
I'll be hugging my kids after that movie.
I know, right?
I'll get you all the candy you want.
Eat this rice.
It's okay. Eat. You won't nourish.
Get it strong. So I definitely think, I know it's the bottom of the episode, but we should have done like a spoilers for these different movies because
they've been out for a long time now.
I know, but the purpose of this podcast is to put people on to these anime. So we don't want to say, hey, watch these movies. They all die at the end.
Yeah.
Well, in that one, they die in the beginning. Like the first 5 seconds of the film, they die.
Yeah.
We only talked about like 4 movies out of what, 25?
Yeah, and
20.
Oh, what's the one movie that you said that you didn't like? The one Ghibli.
The Neighborhood Totoro.
Really? Tell me why.
Yeah,
My Neighbor Totoro. You didn't like that one?
I thought it was really boring.
Because there's no conflict, right?
I was just bored. I think it's because I watched it as like an adult too. Like I didn't watch it first when I was a child.
You didn't like hanging out with the neighbor, just fucking what are they? Just taking a bath and eating food.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like it looks pretty, but like I didn't
have like a purpose or like a actual.
There was just no conflict.
I didn't like connect with the characters at all. I feel like with a lot of these movies, I like personally like. Connect with them, like the Greater Fireflies. I have a younger sibling. I could see myself being in that situation with them and trying to care for them.
Right.
House Moving Castle, like I want to be in her shoes. I mean,
right.
How about you? You did say that there was a movie you didn't like either.
Grave of the Firefly.
Oh, that was your movie?
That's the movie that I didn't really.
Cut it.
God, God.
It was just too sad for me. Too unreal.
Me and Xavier have been friends for a very long time.
I know today.
And this is questioning our friendship, really.
So I felt the same way about My Neighbor Totoro, to be honest.
Don't be surprised if this is the last episode of this whole podcast.
I felt the same way about My Neighbor, but because it just ended. Like what I thought the conflict was, and without spoiling it or whatever, but he thinks that his mom is going to die or his mom is in trouble. Then he gets to the hospital and she's just there. And then it just ends.
I don't even remember it enough because I was like bored
that's how it is. He just hangs out with Totoro the whole time, and his mom is in the hospital or she's like bedridden, and he visits her, or maybe it's a girl, whatever. They visit their mom. And at the end, he gets like word that she's like sick or whatever, or that something's happening. So he's crying on the way to there. And then he gets there and she's fine. And then the movie just ends.
Well, you don't like when the movie's too happy. You don't like when it's too sad.
I like Castle in the Sky. A perfect blend of sad, happy, and like triumphant.
That's Howl's Moving Castle.
For you?
Yeah.
So for
romance.
If we're keeping track, my favorite is Castle in the Sky. Chelsea's is
Howl's Moving
Castle.
Lewis is Dark Inside, so definitely
Grave of the Fireflies.
That's a close second for me, though, I'll say.
So these are our movies. These are our Studio Ghibli movies as of right now. And we might, come back and do another 3 movies next season. So let's go ahead and get into the giveaway.
I want to say thank you guys for entering the giveaway.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys. So like I said, thank you for sharing the post. Thank you for tagging 3 people. Just thank you. Thank you for definitely following us on Instagram. The more followers we gain, the better, because we just really want to get out there to you guys and let it be known that we are this up and coming anime podcasters, and we talk about anything between anime, movies, video games. Like that's our
bread and butter. Or bean potatoes, bread and butter. That's the food that we give here.
Yum, yum.
Hungry. So, like I said, we want to say thank you to you guys, the normies, for following us, for staying tuned, for listening to us on your way home, or just any time of the day on any of the regular podcasts. You guys, Apple, Amazon, Apple, Spotify,
Google.
And Google.
And YouTube podcasts.
Like we said in the video, we are giving away a 3-month subscription to
Crunchyroll.
There you go. So we got all you guys' names who entered the giveaway and did all the requirements.
All 3 requirements. So liking, sharing it, and commenting 3 friends. So we're going to have our special guest, Chelsea, read them out, though, an unbiased party.
So you're going to do the first spin. Drum roll, please. Congratulations.
To who?
Oh, Amanda Rose Resources.
Amanda _Rose Resources. You are the first winner to your 3-month subscription to Crunchyroll. Oh my God, girl, what you gonna do?
What are you gonna watch?
Tell us in the comments. What is the first show you're gonna watch on your Crunchyroll account?
So
remember, this is a personal account. Don't be sharing it.
Oh my God, whatever. Share it if you want. Share it with me.
Oh man.
So, like Lewis said, make sure that you claim. Reach out to us on Instagram and then claim your prize, and then we'll send you the code.
Yes.
So go ahead and remove her from the list and then re-roll.
Oh, jeez.
Number 2.
Black
Scale Motive.
Yeah.
All right. Black Scale Motive.
Claim your prize on our Instagram.
For the second one, again, comment below what is the first show you're going to watch on your 3-month subscription to Crunchyroll. Let us know. All right. For the last one. Come on, cross your fingers, guys.
I want to thank you guys all for entering.
And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And follow us on Instagram for more prizes.
Jerk did it.
Jerk, you did it.
Jerk won.
Jerk, you did it, my playboy. Wow. You did it. You won. Oh my God, you must feel so proud of yourself. Go tell your mom, go tell your parents. Yo, I just won 3-month subscriptions to Crunchyroll account. What are we watching tonight? What are we watching? Do they have Akira on Crunchyroll?
No, they don't.
Oh man, I would have recommended that movie to watch.
I know.
Very confusing.
No, it's not, bro.
Yes, it is. We're
gonna do an episode on it next season, maybe. But I love
like an actual Akira episode. We did talk about it in our hip hop episode.
I think so. Yeah.
No, we definitely did. I have a couple of things to say about it now. That
we will talk about it,
but eventually we'll talk about. But thank you so much again
for entering
the giveaway. We'd love to give away future stuff, so stay tuned. We'll have another giveaway upcoming pretty soon.
Yeah, probably at the end of the season. So this is going to be our mid-season kind of like giveaway. So we're doing one at the end and then at the top of the next season.
Yeah, but definitely follow, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We need more subscribers. Just, help us out. We're taking donations.
Shut up and take my money.
Are we? Toys for Tots?
Yeah, but definitely just come have fun with us, man. Are we fun to have?
It's been all right. No, I'm kidding. It's been fun.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, at least she's being honest.
So let's go ahead and get to the last segment of the show.
Go for it, man.
What you're reading, what you're watching, what you're playing. So, Chelsea, what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're playing.
Let us know.
Let us know. Let the people know.
Like, I don't know why
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I feel like we're putting you on the spot on this one. This is all you, though. This is all you.
I told her this is the only thing she had to have prepared.
Okay, well, I've been watching the new Rick and Morty episodes.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Where are you watching it on? It's so hard. You have Hulu Live TV?
No, Peacock.
Peacock.
Oh, Peacock.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
Wow, really?
It comes out weekly or whatever, so I've been watching that.
Oh, great. You liking it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different with the different voice actors and stuff like that.
They changed it?
Can you hear the difference, though?
I can't really because I'm dumb, but my boyfriend said he could hear it. But after like one episode, I feel like you get used to it. It's just like a slight difference. I don't know if it's just because I know there's a change that I'm like,
maybe. Maybe.
But like, I do think it's good.
What do you think about the story?
The story? Okay, so that's be a spoiler if you guys haven't.
We had a conversation with JP, right? Like when we were like finishing up the podcast, we went out there and then they were.
Because my son, because we can't find it like where to watch it, so he watches like recap videos on YouTube. But don't
quote me. You might have to Google that, but I've definitely been watching it on some service.
Well, so no, don't spoil it. But as far as like the question that I want to know is both Rick and Morty, like, do they feel a little bit different? Because the voice of, there's another show, Solar Opposites. So
I like how they did that. Right, it's like a British dude now.
Yes, yeah, very different. So I think this one, like you said, it was a little bit different.
My boyfriend was saying that he really liked how they did that change because it was like funny, but it wouldn't work for Rick and Morty to do it like that.
But there's so many Ricks. Like, he'd just be a different.
That's true.
Just be
like a different
Rick.
version.
Like,
but it's British, the one Rick going after the main Rick.
Right.
So he's the one that like replaced the family and stuff. So I think it would make a difference.
Okay. But you're liking it though, or?
Yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
I'm not like hyped to watch it every week. I'm kind of watching it out of like.
I feel like I was really hyped to watch it.
Yeah, like, that and like I've already seen it all. So at this point, I want to finish it out.
Yeah. When you have all that investment. No, yeah. I really liked it. And I really liked it up until the last couple seasons. But even then, I didn't dislike it. But it was like on the trajectory to become my favorite show.
Yeah.
But now I'm still firm with like Futurama. So Futurama is my sci-fi show of choice.
Your mother.
And that's the funny part, because I feel the same way with you. Like it was the first couple of seasons was just so good. Like I was like preaching it. Rick and Morty all the time.
100 years.
Rick and Morty, come on. Rick and Morty. Like that was just me all the time. And then now I just like it kind of just fell off for me.
Yeah. Another one I've been watching though is it just like had the mid-season pause, but Invincible. I've been watching that. Yeah, I really like. It's still going really, really strong.
It is. That is my favorite show right now. Like that's the show that I watch when I want to feel good.
Like, and I get excited to watch that one.
Show.
I don't think that's a feel-good show. The dad's a piece of shit.
The dad's a piece of shit, but then even then,
and are you guys caught up?
I think I'm maybe one episode behind.
No, I'm caught up. They only dropped like 5 episodes on this season.
I think I've seen 4 episodes,
and we're waiting for part 2.
But they introduced a new character or whatever
on the last episode,
I think.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it, bro. Please don't spoil it for me.
But it's like I can see that there's more.
Oh, have you read the comic books?
No, my boyfriend again has read all of it, and he's like, "You can't even imagine what's gonna happen. Like it's so crazy."
Are you
and he
gonna
says,
read it though?
But the story diverged though from the comic books.
But I told
it's
Louis,
not like
I'm treating.
He said that it's been pretty good.
There's so much more in the comic books that is not presented in the actual.
But
show.
it just started.
I'm telling you, season 1 does not project everything that happened.
Oh,
like,
well, you can
so
never
much.
project everything.
But it's still good. Like, I'm still watching this because it's still a good ass show.
And the voice casting, I love Steven Young.
Who is he?
They took like a lot of the characters from The Walking Dead and made them the voice actors, so they already have like the chemistry and stuff. So I feel like that's why it really works well. And I think it's the same writer or something
as The Walking Dead.
I think.
I'm not sure.
I don't. That might be a lie. I want to Google that now.
Okay, well, so I do like that show a lot, and that show just puts me in a really good mood. And I like, the voice acting. J.K. Simmons, he's a good piece of shit dad, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man, man. Think, Mark. Just think, Mark.
Think, Mark.
500 years from now, what will you have, you dad?
Oh, my God.
That was heartbreaking.
And then he's like, that's when it hit him. He was like, okay, I gotta go. Before I shed tears. He's right. He's right. And that's so true because there's this show on Netflix, on YouTube, and they talked about like, was Omni-Man right in that saying, like, what you have 500 years from now? Like, your mom is gonna die. You're gonna outlive your mom thousands of years.
Still your mother, though.
Yeah.
I know, but there was like a point in the show where he calls his mom like, oh, like she's a pet to me.
Yeah, that was fucked.
And it is fucked, but if you think about it in Omni-Man's mind, this man has been living for over thousands of years.
And he's Two-Faced.
To him, his mom is gonna be a pet in a sense because she's gonna die, and it's like, she has what, like maybe 30 years left.
But the right
until
thing to do would be to tell her straight up, I think.
But remember, he came in there with a plan.
Hannah knows that she's my pet, I think. I don't know if she knows our arrangement, but
no, come on. Don't treat her like that.
Don't say that about Hannah. But you see what I mean? That's the way Omni-Man thinks about Mark's mom's. Like, it's a pet in a sense. Like, he's gonna outlive her either way. And then I can try to see like him not trying to become too emotionally attached to her.
But he did.
Oh yeah, he had a whole kid and everything.
Yeah.
I know. He
But
just fucking
still.
had another kid like on this new plan with these bugs.
That's what I was talking about, the new character.
Yeah.
His brother?
His brother. Yeah, that's gotta be big.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because they...
and they do have the same writers or whatever.
Oh, as Walking Dead?
Yeah, it's Robert Kirkman.
We looked it up live for you guys.
They have this, they kind of all get along, and then like I think the transition with all of them is just
No, that's good.
I love Steven.
I like superheroes, and Lewis likes when superheroes turn bad. So that show is just like right for us. I kind of don't want to do an episode on it. I know it's not anime, but I just like
I feel like that and like The Boys would be a good duo.
Have you seen Gen V?
I watched some episodes of it. The episodes I did watch were crazy good. Like,
that show's good, man.
I didn't want to watch it. I was like, I don't want to watch it. And then every time I would see episode, I'd be like, oh my God. And like, I'd be so invested for that episode.
Because it's a tall order to be like, oh, is it going to be as good as The Boys?
Yeah.
But Lewis,
and I didn't really watch The Boys. I think I watched like a couple of the first season, but I didn't like watch it through. But I did really enjoy it. I just didn't.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's super good.
Dude, it's crazy. I almost like, since I haven't watched both of them fully, I almost like the Gen X one more.
Because Gen X is more relatable. It talks about more of like our generation.
Yeah, it really just drew me in on any episode I watched. I was like, oh my God.
Walking past it.
Yeah, basically. And I'm like, it's like the whole meme like with like boyfriends, I don't want to watch the romantic comedy, and then they sit there and like watch all of it and
become
like,
invested,
yeah.
Like, popcorn.
What do you mean Mark is not gonna take her?
He loves you.
He's the one. How are you so blind and not?
Yeah, I feel like that with this one. I'm like, holy shit.
I remember my uncle was like that. He used to watch telenovelas, and
you just get invested. Like, you just like, you really try not to because you're like, that's so late.
Yeah, I was like,
watching and you're like, oh my God, like, why did Autumn, why would you do that to Sam? No.
So what are you reading? What you playing?
I'm playing a lot of Minecraft right now, actually.
Okay.
And I started like a new realm, so I just got like.
Are you playing Survivor or free play or whatever? I don't know. So
the difference, you die. So it's not hardcore.
So then Survivor.
Okay, and then I just got it where I got like the villagers farming for me. And like got kind of slavery going on.
Oh, very nice.
It's ethical.
I mean,
you got to start somewhere,
right? It's not gonna build itself.
It's not gonna build itself.
I didn't know you could do that in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, you can make automatic farms and the little villagers just farm for you.
Does that take away the fun though?
Not for me. I'm like,
that advances.
No, I'm kidding. It's bad. I just didn't say that.
Villagers, pale that hay.
Give me that damn corn.
Yep.
No, they don't even have corn. Potato, corn, carrots,
whatever they have.
So that, and then Mexican Train.
Mexican Train. What is that?
Dominoes. It's not video games, but it's a game. I've been playing a lot of Dominoes.
Oh, Domino. What do you call it? Mexican Train.
It's a Mexican Train. It's like a game of dominoes.
Okay, like live action dominoes?
Yeah, man.
Wow. What sets it apart from regular dominoes, from American dominoes? Or Cuban dominoes, what I'm familiar with?
I've been playing with Cubans, so...
You've been playing Mexican Train with Cubans?
I don't know the distinction.
You have to look it up. It's fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. What about you, Lewis? What you reading? What you gaming? What you watching?
Reading. Nothing. I haven't been reading anything.
I asked Lewis what's he's gaming, what's he's watching.
Just ask me what I'm gaming. Gaming, Street Fighter. I'm trying to perfect my combos.
Lewis is trying not to get his ass whooped on the stream.
No, man. I have to talk shit. I can't talk shit if I suck.
I still talk mad shit.
I gotta back it up.
But you can't do it again.
Yeah.
But you can't kill me again.
I can't do it 11 times.
But just Street Fighters, man. Just gaming on that and, practicing my combos, seeing which character I like the best. And
have you landed on a character or?
No, I haven't. I have one character and I'm trying to remember her name, but she's pretty cool. I like her vibe. She has like that Indian vibe.
Oh, she with the wind?
Yes.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I kind of like her vibe. So I've been playing with her.
Okay.
And then I just picked up Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Since we're gonna do another streaming for that one, so I got practice with that one too. Make sure.
Did you guys get the new one?
Mortal Kombat 1?
The one that just came out?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah, with Omni-Man and stuff? Yeah, that's
I just got
crazy.
it for the PS5.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I feel like I'm a bigger fan of Mortal Kombat than I am Street Fighters personally.
I haven't played Street Fighters. I've only played Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighters is more just like
button mashing, you think?
Yeah, like button mashing, but like it's more like just strictly fighting.
Okay.
While Mortal Kombat is like, I love the fucking fatalities.
Yeah, and they got kind of stories
they
with the
have
characters.
Like finishing moves
in Street Fighter.
Did you see the train scene as a finisher? That shit's crazy.
Yeah. So I do like that about Mortal Kombat. I just like how gross it is. I like the brutalities.
Yeah.
I just like how, visceral it is.
I think that's what has like an up from Street Fighters. Like that's what
is the
differentiates Mortal Kombat from Street Fighters. Like that's a fighting game.
Yeah.
And I would put Street Fighters above. Mortal Kombat above Street Fighters.
Street Fighter has like good story as well. And I just like how classic Street Fighter is. So they have like the new modern way to play or whatever. But I do like the combos in Mortal Kombat a little bit better because you can string a lot of different combos. You can't really do that too much with Street Fighter. One of our next episodes that we're going to be doing is going to be on Tekken.
Yes.
So that's another game that has a good blend of both. Like there's no finishers in Tekken, but as far as like a story, it's just like a 3D. It's but it's one of the bigger 3D space fighting games.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I put maybe or Mortal Kombat up top, then Street Fighter, then Tekken. But
I have to replay Tekken because it's been such a long time since I haven't played Tekken. But I don't know why I want to say like I would put it above Street Fighters.
Tekken above Street Fighter? So my homeboy was talking about how he didn't. So a bet. Mortal Kombat has like Omni-Man, Homelander, and there's like the aerial combos, and like they're doing a lot of big things. And then Street Fighter reinvented their fighting system, and there's a lot of new things there.
Yeah.
But Tekken hasn't really like
reinvented anything.
No, not really. And
like I said, I haven't played the newest Tekken, so I can't say
I have Tekken 7, and we can play that. But it's such a good game. What about you?
Is the fighting like more fast paced in Tekken?
Fighting games.
In all fighting games?
I'll still talk shit though, but I'll be talking shit like falling off the map or.
Tekken is a little bit fast paced. It's not as fast paced as like Mortal Kombat. I don't know, because you can juggle your opponent. That's where Tekken like takes off. It's like that 3D, like you knock them up, and then as many hits as you can do before they hit the ground, or even when they hit the ground. So it's a little bit unfair in that way. It's just kind of rewarding. But Tekken is more of a button masher where you can it looks like you know what you're doing, but you're really just pressing all the buttons.
That's how I like to play, though.
That's how I like to play. That's my style right
but with
there.
Mortal Kombat, if you have a player who really knows how to play, they'll be able to beat you.
That's why I don't like playing that much.
Right, but with Tekken,
Zach will just like
you
can tell when he's going easy too, and I'm like, stop it.
And we gotta get him on the stream. You think he'll do something like that?
Yeah, he streams a lot. He does he works in the game industry. He does like marketing and stuff.
Does he?
Yeah. He works with an indie game studio right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And they're coming out with a game soon.
Well, let him know, yeah. So those are the 3 games that we're trying to play. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken.
He's really good at this type of games, I think. Compared to me, at least. I'm like, whoa.
Let him know. Lewis has been practicing.
Oh, yeah. Xavier, applauds himself because of his skills, but... We'll take him down. Don't worry about it. On the stream, he's not going to be talking so much shit afterwards.
Chelsea will be talking shit for him.
Yeah. I just mad. You'll see me in the back. Oh, you fucking suck.
Get him.
And it's like Zach's the one that got hit. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Sorry.
What I used to do is we used to have my friend play or wear the headset, and then another friend who was good would play Call of Duty or whatever.
That's what I'll do with him. I'll wear the headset, but he'll play, so I can just talk mad shit. Beautiful. And you guys won't know.
It's a beautiful chemistry.
It's a balance right there.
So what you watching?
Watching? I just got done watching the last episode. Well, that's not the last episode, but the last release episode of JJK. Oh my god!
No spoilers
man.
with that. I have not caught up at all.
No spoilers. I just want to say I am. She's gonna punch me right in the throat. Shut the fuck up! Bam. No, I just want to say I am deeply in love with this anime.
Top 5? Because you were reluctant to say it was in your top 5 last.
Wait, who's your favorite character?
It's my top 5. My favorite character is can't remember his goddamn name.
What does he look like?
The one with the suit and tie.
Oh, Nanami? Yeah.
Oh my god, his was so
see, that's
beautiful.
I didn't see the season.
You didn't see the season?
She just said no spoilers.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you, he dies, but
I knew he died though, but no more further than that.
My G.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Lewis is the worst in the whole world with spoilers.
I saw that on TikTok, but if I didn't know that already, I would have been very upset.
I'm sorry.
No spoilers.
But that's why his character is just so awesome. He's just the perfect blend of a good friend and a good mentor.
And his work stuff, it's so relatable.
Yeah, his character is so funny. He just doesn't, because I think he knows what it entitles to be a sorcerer, and just the pain that comes with it, that he's is it really worth it?
It's a job at the end of the day, so for him at least.
Yeah, so he's just I'd rather do accounting shit and then sorcery at the end, as a side gig, just because I don't want to invest myself into this, because you lose people, so it sucks. But he is one of my favorite characters, legit shit, and they did him justice.
It's Dory. I always like main characters though, but he's such a little cutie ball of sunshine.
Who?
Itadori, Yuji.
Oh, Yuji.
I want to call him Eugene.
Eugene.
He's your Eugene.
Because that's how I heard it when they were saying it.
No, but JJK definitely top 3 right now on my list. It's every
they're top 10 for me, and I haven't even seen this season.
Season 2 is gonna blow you away. Season 1 was good. The movie Zero was good too.
I liked it.
Season 2, oh my god, man! It literally gives me goosebumps. I was this close to missing out my kids' little Christmas singing thing because I couldn't stop watching it. I literally was on my phone, and then people were talking about the new episode, and I was like, wait, is it out already? And I go to watch it, and I'm like, oh shit, it is out. I start playing it. Literally, I'm looking at the time. I'm I don't want to stop. It's getting so good. And I'm just I was this close to, sorry, my man. I'm sorry, my son. I almost missed it.
When you're rewatching this episode.
I was literally there, on the last minute to watch him do his little singing thing. But it's so good. I just can't. I can't with this anime. It's back to back bangers. I can't. That's just I don't know what else to say. It's good. It is fucking good. Yeah, but besides that, that's pretty much it, man. Oh, and One Piece. just keeping up with the new arc that they're going into.
Okay, cool. As far as for me, reading.
Oh yeah, Xavier, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you playing?
So reading the same shit. The newest thing that I'm reading is I'm going back to the Lost Mines of Phandelver. So that's for our D&D campaign.
Ooh.
So I'm reading that just because I know we are going to do another session. It's been like maybe a month since we've been able to play.
Mainly your fault.
We don't know. We can't really place blame on one person or another. I think
it's Mackenzie.
It's everybody besides you, right?
Yeah, I'm never the problem. So
I'm always ready. I always got my character sheet.
No, I think I did cancel.
It's just hard to coordinate, but especially like around the holiday time. But next week we are going to be doing our session, so I wanted to read a little bit just so we can get back into it. And then as far as like playing Street Fighter 6, like you said, my friend for my birthday got me the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle game. I'm not really big into JoJo, and listeners of the podcast know me and Lewis kind of don't care for JoJo too much.
Like JoJo.
You don't like it either?
Yeah, I got to like the sand area with the dog Izzy.
Is it the first season still?
Sorry, I feel like we're stuck in the first season.
I think it's past the first season. That's past it, man.
Really?
They say that's the good part though, and I got to the good part, and I was like, this shit still ain't it.
Oh shoot. We got to do an episode, bro, because I know you talked about and you kept saying like, oh, people say like after season 3, that's when the good parts.
I got to that though, I think, and I was like,
still.
Yeah, so it just didn't make much sense to me how they changed it, and I didn't really like the whole lineage. It was kind of confusing.
Oh, his family or whatever?
Yeah. Like, this is so my uncle.
Because people say, like, the show is very straightforward. Like, it doesn't divert. Like, it just jumps from one generation to another generation. So it should be, like, a straightforward show. But like I said, I watched season 1 and then got to season 2, and I just couldn't. Like, I don't know. Something about the animation just, it didn't gravitate towards me. And just like it didn't captivate me, and I was just like, I just can't.
Well, to be fair, I haven't seen it like all the way through. I haven't. I got through the first season, but I haven't gone to like the second or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he got me this game because he knows I love fighting games, and he likes JoJo. So his plan is
forcing you to play.
Is to get me to play the game. That I'll fall in love with the game, and then I'll want to watch the show.
My cousin has watched the anime like 5 times all the way through for some reason. It's like I watched it. I was like, are you like crazy?
Somebody said you gotta have like
there's like
love
stands.
for it, like
I don't know. I will. Like I said, I'll play the game and I'll see if I like it enough to. I think it's a solid plan to get me to play the fighting game, and then I'll watch the anime afterwards. I mean, we might even like throw that on the stream depending on how I get at it. And then I am also watching Invincible.
Good shit.
I'm 1 episode behind, so I'm glad that you said that. So I can maybe even tonight I'll watch it. I just like love watching.
What are you like on the last one?
She said there's 5 episodes.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
I said there's 5 episodes on.
So I've seen 4.
Season 2.
I've seen 4.
So then you're behind one
episode.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for part 2. I didn't even know like they split it up in 2 because every week I kept going on Amazon like, yo, when is the next episode coming out? And finally I was like, yo, let me just Google this, and then it said like it was 5 episodes of part 1, and then sometime next year they'll drop part 2.
I kind of hate that
when they split it up like that.
Yeah,
when they did it with Attack on Titan.
I wonder if it was because of the writer's strike and stuff like that.
Could be.
Probably.
Maybe. I mean, a lot of stuff has been affected by that.
So it's one thing after another.
I remember when they teased that they were coming back, they were like, hey, just so you know, it takes a lot to make these episodes, but we are making them. And I was like, okay, I respect
I'd rather
that.
them take their time and like actually do good episodes than just try to push them out.
Yeah. Yep. And these episodes are fire.
Yeah.
So been watching that, and then for family movie night, I think either tonight or tomorrow we're gonna watch Home Alone 2 because I had never seen it before. I had never seen any of them, so we saw the first one and I loved it, and now we're gonna watch the second one. We might stop at that one. We're only gonna have one more family movie night before the end of the year, so I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna watch. Do I want to do a Christmas one, or do I want to just do like a big movie? So
they got some new movies coming out soon too.
For what? Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the family movie night is like, at the house, like
homey movies,
like a maybe a gem. This is like one of the first movies that I hadn't seen. A lot of the movies I saw, and I'm showing them to Eli for the first time, but this was one that he showed me.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so I might have him pick the next one after this one. And then been watching those Studio Ghibli movies, kind of high off of them. So I think I'm going to continue and try to see how many more that I can put in there.
That's what I did for a minute when I realized all of them were on HBO. I just went through and watched a bunch of them.
I'm not a fan of binging, but I watched like 3 movies in a row, like just for this episode. So, but that's the show. That is the show. I want to say a special thank you to Chelsea for coming and sharing her enthusiasm. With the we can't hear that. So thank you, Chelsea, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Like talking Studio Ghibli, any anime.
Yeah, like I said, we might do another one next season or a season after, but there's more movies, and as there are more movies come out, there's more to talk about. So.
True. Like you said, we are at the end of this podcast. So let me just wrap it up by saying, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow, don't forget the complimentary sandwich 5-star review. And we're on Instagram. That's where we do majority of our posting. That's when we let you guys know what's happening with us, what's going on with the podcast, what's new, what's cooking, what's not cooking, what's in the oven, what's not in the oven. If you need mittens or no mittens.
we're trying to get on Twitter, and we might have somebody who's able to like man our Twitter account, but
just kind of like pop it off, because I try to post stuff on Twitter. I just end up going back to Instagram. It's just so much easier to just post on Instagram.
Better.
I'm Twitter illiterate.
Twitter's better?
Twitter is better. Twitter's like where everything happens.
Yeah. All my fanfics, man.
I'm not on it though.
Yeah, we're just not. I mean, we have
old men.
Follow us on Twitter. We do have a Twitter account.
No, you guys are old men. That's why you're not on Twitter.
Sorry, not Twitter, X.
Oh, whatever.
I'm not calling it that.
Yeah, I'm not calling it that.
We're not on X. But definitely follow. Definitely like our content. We're on TikTok.
We're on
always putting posts. Comment on our TikTok. Last one we dropped was about Yu-Gi-Oh! So, if you dig Yu-Gi-Oh! Or not. But like I said, thank you guys for always listening to us and supporting us. And of course, to all the normies. And I hope you guys enjoy your prize. Make sure to claim it. Claim it. Don't put the work if you're not going to claim it.
Right.
Defeats the purpose. But yeah, and if you do claim it, congratulations, and enjoy 3 months on us for Crunchyroll, and just binge watch all the anime that you can. Start with Parasite.
Oh yeah, do you have a start?
You seen that one?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
Is it gross?
Okay.
Is it
Are you a
gross?
Tokyo Ghoul type of girl?
I do like that one too. That one's got me freaking sad though.
There's no spoilers.
I didn't. I just said nothing.
My recommendation is
Xavier's like, you might as well not say nothing.
Oh my
God. Anything you say could just be like, spoilers, bro. You're killing me.
Bro.
I think this is like the opposites of me and Xavier. This man hates spoilers, and I don't mind spoilers at all.
I know.
That one's been out for so long though. So
that's my go-to thing. Every time I say something, Xavier, like, bro, but it's been out already. Dude, it's only been out for a week.
I won't forgive you about Chainsaw Man.
Oh yes.
What happened?
I wanted to fucking
you had spoiled
karate chop you in the throat.
You spoiled something that happened to not Mikasa. Whatever her name is.
Makima. Yeah, but that already ended.
I know, but it was
manga readers.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not a manga reader?
No.
So you only seen season 1?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you
bad.
fucked me up with that shit. I was like,
said it was spoilers.
You said it, I think, after the fact.
It was
you said it, and then you were like, "Oh, spoiler! By the way."
So then I cut it out of the video version.
You did?
I did. I had to.
The whole episode was on the first arc.
No, not the chainsaw episode.
What are you talking about?
You had talked about it a long time ago in a different episode.
It was like one of the first few episodes.
Yeah, because I was reading
it. But I'm still pissed off about it.
I was reading it, and you had just brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Because then once I learned about that,
to the chainsaw, I'm like, we literally talked the whole first arc. Like, and I even mentioned it because I didn't want to say it, but I'm like, bro, we're talking about the arc.
Nah,
it was a different episode.
Fucked me over with that shit.
I'm sorry.
You spoiled it.
I think I texted you and I was like, what the fuck?
I know. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
Your homie Lewis, tell him he's no longer invited to nothing.
He can't come to the barbecue.
He can't come to the barbecues no more. I was this close to inviting him. He fucked it up for himself.
Return
he
potato
dug his
salad.
own grave.
Yeah. Oh, fireflies.
Oh, please don't say that.
Sorry.
And like we say at the end of every episode,
Tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast, where Lewis and X test their muscle against magic in Mashi, Magic and Muscle.
And we're out. Deuces.
Bye.